Okay, so I'm just letting people jump in here. It's early in the morning. Y'all know me. I go live at weird times. But I want to have a short conversation with y'all while sanitize my hands while people coming in. I hope the weekend been good for y'all. And I've been doing a little traveling past few days. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you know that I had just got back from seeing my daughter off to college, and that was a good thing. She ended up getting in because my wife made sure to say, "Hey, don't just say the one thing." Okay. So at first I was saying on Instagram, I said, well, she got a track scholarship, which she did, but she also got a track and academic scholarship. So meaning she don't have to pay nothing for college. We don't have to pay anything for college with her. So that is a blessing. It really is because that's something that we were definitely trying to work hard toward with her. Because this stuff is expensive out here, and I believe in education wholeheartedly. I believe you need to have something underneath your belt. I appreciated Brown's oneism, I guess. You say at 6 a.m. Oh, where you at? You in the East Coast? I'm sorry, the West Coast? Gotta be. You say it's 6 a.m. For me, I'm up. Normally sometimes I'm asleep, sometimes up all night. But like I said, I'm just give a few more people a chance to get in here before I start talking. And if not, they just catch it. Oh, you're in California. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. You catch it on the replay. So, man, you remember I told y'all, I think if you watch my YouTube story, I was talking about, I'm gonna go ahead and just start growing the hair out, man. And I think I've been in the, I guess 3 weeks into it. So, I'm in for the long haul. But my hair, but you know what I noticed? See, I was cutting my hair so short. Is that I say, whoa, I got at least a few more grays than what I had the last time I grew my hair out. So, even though it's not so gray, so when you can see all that, or even the same thing with my beard, I'm not all gray like that. I'm like, I'm not for going gray yet. It's just unless I don't know, I'm just not for it yet. But even if I just don't touch my hair and nothing like that, I don't have enough grays to even show. It's just me looking in the mirror, things like that. So it's just a little different. I'm trying to even grow the beard out just a little bit more, than I have it now. Just have a different. Hopefully, in the next 6 months, have a different look. Something I'm trying to do. But anyway, people catch this on the replay. So the first thing I wanted to talk about here is saying, about talking. Right now, at times since I've been doing this, people will say, "Well, all you guys do, or at least me, all you guys do is talk." Right. Well, would you like to watch a video of me just sitting there staring at the camera and not talking? Would you watch that kind of video? Would you look at Instagram posts with people just staring at the camera and not talking, not saying a word? Would you do that? And most of us would be like, okay, what's going on with this guy? Why isn't he saying anything? Talking is part of media. And if you don't want to hear talking, then maybe you shouldn't be watching something. Okay. You guys have to understand there's different lanes to this. There's some people or what you call, they do journalism in the guise of activism. It sounds like they're in an activist style journalism, but they're that. There are people who are straight up activists, that's grassroots activists in the streets. That's what they do. And but they may not be the media person, right? It's everybody have their part. Some people are business people. Some people, are good with kids. Some people, it's many parts to the community, and everybody is not called to be Malcolm X. Malcolm X is Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? But we do need media. We need to build that up as Black people. We need to have our own media because one thing that the system understands is that you need to control the narrative and you don't control the narratives, then it's going to be a problem. So this is why they never wanted us to have our own media houses. They never even want us to have our own conversations. And also at the same time, when it comes to that, when you look at people even in business, right? You always look at who's the most successful people in business. And you stare at that company or whoever those people are, and then you really research what makes them so successful. What makes them like be at the top. And it's certain things they could be doing that maybe you're not doing, right? So when it comes to us in media, right, we always going to look at who's the top dog, what they're doing, what they're not doing, and how can we implement that into growth. That's how we look at all things. Um, we as Black people live in a whole world that's not just us living in it, right? But I'm a firm believer of this: as long as someone has our agenda or something that we can learn for our community, then we will have whoever we have on. And that's just kind of like the way I go with that. No group, even Fox News Channel, and they are really right wing. Well, whether they Democrats, whether they Republicans, whether they whatever, they all think the same way. Actually, it's white supremacy. But if you look at a CNN, if you look at a Fox, they'll bring Black people on there, and these are networks that are owned and controlled by white folks, not owned by us. But when you have the Bakari sellers come on, when you have the Mark Lamont Hills, what are they doing on CNN? They towing the line of the Democrats, which is the white owned, party, right? They're towing that line. They're not white, but they're towing the line. If they have Hispanics on, they're towing the line. Everybody's towing the line of that network. If it's Fox News, you see the Black folks that come on there. Then what are they doing? Towing the line for Trump. They're towing the line. They don't get away from their messaging or whatever it is, no matter who comes on that show. And as long as you make sure your message stay on point, that happens. And if you think that we are just eventually just gonna have media where it's just we have nothing. You say nothing else. You say I see Fox ain't had Cornell X back. Oh well, Cornell X. I ain't want to get into that situation, and that's a local Fox affiliate too. So, it is what it is on that. But it's about expanding, it's about growing, and even when we start making a push to do more and trying to grow more internationally, some people say, well, why you want to do that? We just need to focus on what we got, but the world's much bigger than what we got going on. I mean, it's a big whole lot of Black folks in the world, and there's a lot more connections are actually being made that way. I mean, just I'll discuss that more so when I make another video for our members and things like that. But it's just more, to media than just being hunkered down. Because when I went to the African nations, CNN International was on. You get what I'm saying? CNN just not here in America, in many countries. So as Black media, we got to be in many countries too if we want to get our message out there, right? So being expansive, growing, etc., talking. Talking has made me change, right? Somebody has talked to me. I've heard certain messages. You heard certain messages, and nobody talked to you. You wouldn't learn nothing in school. So talking is part of growth. Now, if you're so frustrated and say, well, all people do is talk, well, that means you're supposed to be getting out there and actually doing something. Don't look at a person. Don't even look at me and say, why aren't you doing this? And why aren't, no, because I always ask you the question, Roy, what are you doing? Why are you trying to put it on somebody else to do something you feel in your heart that something should be done? And you feel that passionate about something that I'm not doing, then that means that the good Lord above has put it in your heart to do it. He didn't put it in mine, he put it in yours. And you're frustrated because you're not seeing it done because you're not getting out there and helping out. So if you say, well, this not happening in the community, that means you're supposed to go into that community and do those things. Everybody have their purpose in life. I can't do everything. Okay. Other people can't do everything, but you can do it. You can get out there and be part of the change within our community. Because I may not be received like you may be received. Some people may not like my personality. They may not like my story, my whatever, but maybe you're the person that's the best suited person to go into those communities and do those things. So don't sit down with ideas and don't sit down with you just upset that other people not doing stuff. No, you get out there and you do it. You understand? That's what you have to be. Oh, I'm reading your comment here. And another thing, we in 2020. Do not ever argue. Is it back on, guys? So I see you say they messing with the stream. They always messing with the streams, man. Wow, he said it's frozen. Can you refresh your page? Okay, I'm back now. Okay. I hate. That's one thing I can't stand about streaming. That's why you guys don't see me streaming as much. I get so annoyed with streaming because I don't even see how people stream all day. I just can't do it. I mean, I can, and sometimes I say, let me stream because I haven't made a video. It's not that I made videos; it's just other things is going on, right? But anyway, back what I was saying. Um, at this point in my life, I can't argue with certain people unless it's beneficial. You get what I'm saying? Um, or it has to do with content. It's like strategy. Now, I don't know if you saw that interview that one Gale had done with Jermaine Dupree, for instance. Let me tell you the story behind that. So originally, I was supposed to do that interview. Yeah, streaming is essential for gamers. Yeah, but I'm not a gamer. Okay, so I was originally supposed to do that interview with Jermaine Dupree, but I had to go, with my daughter, to see her off to school, and but the interview still needed to be done, and so it was passed on to one Gail because one Gail works for us. And to me, I watched the interview. She did very good. She did. He say what say hire what some well yeah yeah of course you hire people that that's smarter than you. But anyway, so she conducted an interview that's on our entertainment channel, the Phil Scott Show. You can check that out. She interviewed him about he's become a vegan. Um, I was happy about that. Now, the reason why I was happy about that is not so much him becoming a vegan, but having, her there to do that because I used to be in a position where I had to be stuck doing everything, right? And I have a family too. I have a life too. And I understand, I have to do what I have to do, in business, but it's great to have somebody say, "Hey, you do that interview. I'm going over here, doing this with my family, even just for a few days." That's great. That's a beautiful thing. Um, and I know some people say, "Oh, I just want to see Phil," and "Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that." But listen, in order for us to grow, I can't just be sitting in that chair all the time. Sometimes I have to go do things behind the scenes to make things bigger and better, right? And like they say, do you see the CEO of any major networks um, sitting in that chair all the time? No, they have talent. They have people that work for them to do those jobs. Now, not to say that I would just want to get rid of it, right? And don't want to do it. And one girl, I'm gonna say this about her. The first time I saw her content and the reason why I reached out to her, I said, usually I can see if somebody gonna be good at something. I can see it now. I can really see it. It's like even early, before they even get started, it's certain things that I look for in a person to say, oh yeah, that person right there, they can make me. Now, let me go to the other section. I was talking about disappointments. There were people I had, oh my God, there were some people I had high hopes for. And some people that was very smart, some people I really believed in. And for different circumstances, um just things didn't work out, and some more than others. I'm gonna say I was pretty disappointed in, or I hate to see a person have so much talent. God, they have so much talent, and then they make whatever decisions they're making, and it just it's kind of squandered, or they think they kind of know certain things, because they say, "Oh well, I got to this point. I don't really need to, you know, certain things." I guess I'm different because if I had the opportunity to, let's say someone who has, did something bigger. Give you an example. If I had a chance to talk with Bob Johnson, right? I don't care about his political affiliation. I don't care about American politics. I really don't, unless it's in relation to us, because I'm not about to sit here arguing with people about, who gonna be my next slave master. I don't care. Hey, I don't. But he built BET, so I would love to talk with him and shadow him on some things, about how did you build that network? What did you do? What did just to learn how that network was built. And let's say I'm learning the game from him, Bob Johnson, about BET. Well, in life we got a lot of regrets, but you got to remember that network is in debt too. And it was going to go under. That's what's part of the reason why he sold. But anyway, so I'm learning, and then I'm getting the game from Bob Johnson. I'm growing or whatever, and then Bob Johnson didn't give me all the game yet, but he still gave me maybe a piece of game, and I'm applying that. And I'm thinking, oh man, I don't need Bob Johnson no more. I'm good you know. But then Bob Johnson sit back and watch me, and he see, oh, see, he got to this level, but but it's taking him time to get here. If he'd have stayed just a little while longer and got the game from me, or just stayed a lifetime, mentor with me or whatever, being mentor to me. I could really get all the game, and he could tell me like about how not to make the mistakes he made, in my situation, versus they say he regret, like you say, he sold BET. So what I'm saying is, if you're getting games from somebody, no matter what industry it's in, and seeing growth from the game you're getting, and you're getting it for free, because really game is to be sold and not told. Trust me, I don't give away game for free too much no more. I refuse to, because when you give it away, people don't appreciate it. They do not appreciate it. So that's in anything. So don't give nothing away for free. I used to be hey man, I just want to help the community and this and that. But then when you try to help the community, sometimes the community will bite you back. A community look at opportunity to get, to even snake bite you. You know what I'm saying? Say, man, I'm trying to help out the community. So, most people, most black folks that even get anywhere want to help the community. Most of them do, but it's always the community that when they don't pay for something, unfortunately, they don't really respect it, and or some may pay for it, or some may get around you to to learn something from you, but they really don't care about you or like you like that. So me, I'm more pulled back. Um, yeah, you're right. They're complaining and criticize the free advice. But now I'm much harder to get to. I'm way harder to get to now than what I used to be. And I'm like, look, man, you people come to me and say, hey, talk to this one, because I have to filter people out now. You get what I'm saying? Um, I have to filter people out, because some people coming around you do not have good intentions, even in the community. See, it's easy to be careful with people outside the community. Oh, it's very easy because you already looking at them, with that look. You know what I'm saying? Um, oh, well, I don't care. I can't do nothing about that. About the stream, but you guys hear what I'm saying? I don't know how long even the stream would be up, but what I'm saying is there are people in the community that don't even respect you like that, but they're respecting folks like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the folks give them something, oh man, they respect it. They'll cherish it, they'll honor it. But if another black person give you some game or whatever, like, they don't, you know what I'm saying? It's just that self-hate mentality that we have in our community, unfortunately. But I'm saying is it's just, it just few people, that I in the past, I say in the past, and I'm definitely mean the past, that I just like, just me, it just hurts me to see the great potential that these particular people may have, and I'm like, I'm just shaking my head. So that's why I say I don't even like to even get personally invested into nobody unless I really and of course unless like you working for us, of course I'm personally invested until you working for us. And I'm going to do everything I can, of course, to help you be successful. But outside of that, just doing it free 99, no, that's just that's just not gonna go down like this at this level. It's just not gonna go down. Um, because I'm too busy now. I'm trying to build different things. We're working on other projects, and me, I'm not wanting to be talking about what I'm doing. I'm just gonna show you, and then you're like, oh shoot, like everything else ever done in life. I'm just gonna show you. I'm not gonna tell you. But with that being said, that's going to happen, especially if you care about the community. It's going to happen. I'm telling you that. No matter what industry you're in, it's going to happen. It could be music, it could be uh, media, it could be whatever, right? Whatever business you're in, you could be in healthcare, whatever. You want to help out a brother, you want to help out a sister, you got a business, you're trying to give them some game, whatever. You see their potential. I think that is the most bothering thing for me is to see somebody with a potential to literally be like just wow, you know what I'm saying? And then they squander that potential or they their characters tested at a time period and they don't really meet that character test and maybe thinking they could take advantage of um, an assumed what's what I'm looking for an assumed downfall for you and and they take a shot and then it backfires on them. um, that's also bothersome as well. But like I said, over the years, I've learned a whole lot of things. That's why I told you guys, I'm not cut off from the people, but I'm just like hey, getting access directly to me. No, that's just not gonna happen as much. Um, unless I really get to a point I believe in you, and it takes me a while to believe in people now. At first, I used to believe in people a lot, but intentions says a lot. Now, let me talk about the DNC, the Democrat Party here. That's what I want to get to. You guys have to understand that the Democrat Party. You say you make positive music for the community, but it's hard to get. Of course, I'm glad you brought that up. Oh, I'm glad Ronald, you brought that up. Nobody want to see nothing positive. I'm calling it right down the middle, Ronald. They don't want to hear no. Listen, all these people is gonna tell you, why aren't you making some uplifting music? At the end of the day, when the rubber meets the road, music, movies, whatever, it's business. What you look at with movies, I mean music, is streams. Now, if you making something, hey, we need to uplift our people, we need to do whatever you need talking about, right? You look at the streams between that kind of music, and then you look at the amount of streams on Cardi B's WAP. Go look at the streams differences. Even Cardi B herself said this multiple times, and she recently said it. She said there are rappers out there that are doing positive things and making positive music, and y'all don't go stream them. Another time I heard her say, I don't even sometimes even be talking about, my whatever, her private part. He said, I want to make other music, but when I talk about my private part, y'all love it. So I was gonna make that kind of music. Now, let me discuss that here. There's other things I would like to discuss here too. I would like to discuss, and we used to do that, business topics. I think recently one girl was saying, you're such a great father. I see what you do for your children. You should probably discuss fatherhood a lot more. And I told one girl, I'm like, if I discuss fatherhood, it got to be on some drama. What? How am I gonna discuss fatherhood in a positive sense? Nobody's gonna watch it. I know. Only fatherhood situation that people want to watch is if it's some drama with your ex. If it's some drama with your child support court, or she won't let you see your kids, or that'll be watched. That will be watched as drama. Okay. But if you're discussing, hey, different things you should do with your son, your daughter, or just different fatherhood situations, man, nobody gonna watch that. I know what I'm telling you. Nobody's gonna watch that. I look at the views on my channel on certain topics, and I think these topics are good. Sometimes Brother Nathaniel's doing topics I think are real good health wise. Sometimes you watch it, sometimes you don't. But let me talk about white supremacy. You watch that. Let me talk about Karen. You watch that. And now how I know you're watching it, or not just you, just whoever watching it. I got the proof in the analytics. I know what you like. You can't say what you. We all need to be doing more positive. Why y'all always talking about racism? Why y'all always talking about? Because you watching it. Or you talking about the Chinese in Africa? Because you watching it. I care about it as well, but you watching it. You don't want nothing positive. I'm calling, and I'm not just saying you. This is most people. And even one girl, we had that discussion too. And she was saying, "Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie. I even watch stuff like that, talking about the drama, and we all." I said, "Yeah." I said, "People, listen. People come to YouTube. They're not trying to get a just information. You have to be in what you call infotainment. I'm just keeping it real. You have to be an infotainment. In other words, I need to give you information and slightly entertain you. If I would sit up there and do my show like traditional media, people wouldn't watch that. So I have to be not trying to entertain you, but I have to be a little bit more connected to those stories, which take a personal toll on me mentally. Because when you see me going in, I'm genuinely going in. I'm not doing it just to be entertaining you. But people view that as a form of entertainment. I hate to say it like that, but they do. But it takes a lot out of me to constantly do these stories because mentally it's draining. And so when these other people that you see coming in, like Sister Vicky Dillard, um, and shout out to her, or who other people are coming in doing videos, right? It helps me mentally. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like yeah, they like more drama and negativity than anything else. It's proven. One person say, "Oh, all you gonna do is make videos about Karen?" Technically, if I really wanted to do that, it would be easy because when I post Karen, 100,000, 300,000 views, 5,000, 500,000 views, 2 million views off of Karen. Let me talk about something positive in the black community. Lucky to get 10,000 views. That is the truth. Now, if I was all about, if I was really a capitalist, I would be doing nothing else but Karen videos because Karen videos they hit licks, especially at this channel size. They hit licks for sure. So not everything I'm doing is trying to hit a lick, or at least on this space. I'm trying to actually give y'all some information. I'm trying to, be into, geopolitics, things like that. Not just always so focused on freaking what's going on here in America. Don't y'all get tired of hearing everything that's going on in America? It's more the things outside this country is going on. To me, it's a little bit more important. I'll show that we all have the same story. We just live in a different place at times. You know what I'm saying? I got a video I'm going to work on that happened to a sister in Ireland. Literally the exact same thing that happens to us right here. But if I wasn't focused on covering what happens to us throughout, the world, then I'll be still stuck on the same thing. And I get tired of just talking about American issues all the time. It gets old to me. But yeah, so uh yeah, the 10K project. I'm glad you brought that up. The 10K project. I thought that's a good thing. Black folks talk about, oh, we need more things to help our black businesses. The 10K project, I thought was a great idea. I interviewed the sister. The sister was very nice. The sister even put me on some game. And I shared with the little game that she put me on, which I was happy to get, about why people view me as controversial. Okay, and if you didn't see it, well, you didn't see it. But that interview barely got probably 5,000 views. I had another sister come on, give information on how to create courses. That's what she do is courses, and people are making money. Even single moms are making money off of courses. Hardly watch it. So would that encourage me to bring on people that's going to teach black people something? This is why we have a quote unquote talented tenth in the black community, because a lot of people in the black community don't want to learn nothing. I'm just calling it what it is. I'm just calling it what it is. We have people coming on and trying to learn and trying to teach and taking my time out and other people's time out of their day to try to present information. But then let me talk about a Karen, let me talk about a police, let me talk about anything else. That's what you'll watch. Now, one thing I'm not into is wasting my time. Now, I'll be more willing to do that on my website, but because at least I know on my website, hey, I can put all the information on my website. People pay for the website. That's what we do. We're working on making some changes on the website right now, some upgrades. You guys eventually go, well, those of you who on the website is going to see that. We're working on an app as well for our website. So, we got some things in the works because, like I told people before, we can't just say we quote unquote black media, but everything's through YouTube. Then it'd be like the other day I had talked about Boosie um, the other day, and they took his Instagram. Well, I was saying that if Boosie had built his own website and had all his traffic going to his website when they took his Instagram, would have been no problem. Matter of fact, he could show whatever he wanted to show on his website, whether people like it or not. It's his website. So we need to, as black folks, we need to have our own website because none of these websites are ours. Facebook isn't ours. Instagram isn't ours. Twitter, uh, nothing is ours. And then we complain and say, it's against our speech or this and that. Listen, we already know that Silicon Valley leans to the Democrats. So you can't be speaking against the Democrats too hard on these websites. If I really want to go in about Jim Crow Joe in a real harsh way, I'm gonna say do it on my website because I know that's who they support over here. You have these conservatives saying things against, um, the Democrats when that's who controls Silicon Valley, and then you want to talk about you being censored as a conservative. They run that. How you gonna be on their websites talking against their talking points constantly? These people invest money into these Democrat candidates. I can't be talking about pedophilia on here like that. I can't show fights and I can't show any of that here. But I talked about Jeffrey Epstein on my website. I talked about, I showed, with some sisters beat down a Karen and Kevin on my website. I didn't do it here because I know it'll get taken down. So why would I do that? Well, hey, we all Africans. Like I said, whether continental African or diasporan African, we all Africans. So I love the people. Um, but yeah, when it comes to this DNC, for me personally, I'm talking about for me. I'm not telling you what to do. For me, I have no reason to go out and waste my time voting for none of them. None of them as of right now. Like I said, my ears are open. I'm listening. None of them has given a policy to me. And something that Rev the other day, if you watch the interview with Rev, see, and that's another thing. I bring people on to have conversations. 'Cause even Rev with the Hip Hop Caucus, right, Reverend Yearwood. This is part of our community that think that way. And I know some of you say, I don't know why you have him on. Sometimes I have people on to show the mindsets in our community, or sometimes the mindsets outside the community. And some people may say, well, we already know that. What? Not everybody know that. If you know it, I know it, but sometimes you have to bring people in, and some people say, "Well, You're not gonna change nothing. Who are you to say what I'm not changing and what I'm not? My thing is, if I could change one person, I've done my job for that day. If I can get one person to think different, and say, look at it and say, wow, that's how we getting down. We've been getting down like that. Listen, I have nothing against Rev, but in that interview, if you watched it, he couldn't give me one candidate that had any policies toward black people. Not a one. He couldn't give it to me because it's not there. That's why he couldn't give it to me. It's nothing against him. It's just not there. And when he had made that analogy about going to the grocery store in that interview, and well, they don't have bananas, or you're not to go to the store, or whatever. Listen, nobody tells them folks anything. Those 2A folks, they are single issue voters. Those 2A people, they say that they are not voting for no candidate that's going to take away their guns. So I'm gonna support Trump because I know he's not gonna take away my guns. They don't say nothing about health care. They don't say nothing about infrastructure. They don't say nothing about anything else. But they say 2A. So why is it that black folks can't be single issue voters and say, if you ain't give me reparations, I'm not voting for you? It's just that simple. Well, it's more to it than that. But why you don't tell them folks that when they talk about their guns? You never say that to them. It's more to it than guns. So yes, you can be a single issue voter, and I'm a single issue voter. Multiple issues, but I'm definitely a single issue voter. My single issue is this: we need our reparations. Dr. Sandy Darity has recently released, his findings on it and what he feels it should be $800,000 a piece. Okay, I can rock with that. And if some of you looking for an astronomical number where you think you will get $10 million a piece, eh, I don't listen. I don't even need that kind of money personally. You give me the 800,000, watch how I flip it. But my thing is, being a single issue voter is what black folks should do, because you know what, black folks need to care about themselves. We have carried the water for everybody. We have carried the bricks. We have carried the load for everybody. We have saved people from the inception of this nation. It's time for us to save ourselves. It's time for us to say, if we're going to do something, we're going to do it for us. We're not doing it for nobody else. Notice they don't guilt no other community. They don't guilt those white folks when they talk about their guns and say, well, if you don't vote this way, then this is going to happen. That's shameful. You should no. If you want my vote, you got to give me something. Well, Donald Trump is bad. It's been bad for black people since they've been here. You think Donald Trump getting out of office is going to make it magically go away? And let's call it what it is, black people. How has your life have really gotten more horrible since Donald Trump being in office? Let's just really think about this. No matter if Donald Trump's in there or anybody else, guess what's going to have to happen? Guess what? You still got to pay your light bill. You still got to pay your rent or mortgage. You still got to send your kids to school. You still got to go to work or run your business, whatever you got to do. And we still dealing with racism. We have Barack Obama in office for 8 years, and we was getting killed left and right. That's what a black man Democrat in the office for 8 years. Do you realize less of us are getting killed during the time of Trump? Have you paid attention to that? I do the news. I've been paying attention to that. And we in a worse position politically than we were when we first voted for Barack Obama. Their plan was on the Democrat side, that's lessen the voice of the black people by flooding, people in from different nations. Okay. And because we know these people from different nations, we got more power over them, because we can just send them back. So they're not going to go against the system. They're not. They're going to even team up with us against anyone that goes against the system, because they don't want to get sent back where they come from. And I say anybody. I ain't mention nobody where they come from. I say anybody. Yes, even black immigrants. I'm not saying all of them, but the reason why you see more of them would be against us fighting the system because they are, they benefit from the system. They don't have the broken home situation. They have a country to go back to. They have languages to go back to. We have none of that. And anybody, I saw some people say, you're wrong. And it says, listen, if you want a Democrat slave master or a Republican slave master, go ahead. Go ahead, have that. My mindset is not even on that. It's not. Democrat or Republican, and let's call it what it is. You mentioned some mandatory whatever. Most people don't even have a way to leave this country if they want to. You don't even have a passport, most people. Unfortunately, you should have a passport, which you should, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, me, my position on that, there's a lot of us is not gonna make it, and that's just by your choice. It's not because you're just being unfortunate. It's just by choice. Ignorance, a lot of times, especially in the information age, is by choice. It's not because you just didn't know. I was reading something, and they didn't listen. They didn't listen to me then when I was telling them every day about getting a passport. They didn't listen to me then. I think I preached that 2 years, literally, and then I stopped because I felt like, okay, that's enough of that. Stop talking about it. How many times I was telling people, hey man, you need to go visit the continent. Hey, you need to get a connection there, learn some people there. You never know if you need to go. Oh, why I want to be there? Yeah, I ain't trying to leave there. My parents, not my parents, my ancestors' bones are buried here. I say, well, a lot of your ancestors' bones are buried in the African continent too. That happened way before the transatlantic slave trade. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But whatever. I'm not arguing with those people either. You stay right. I'm not even trying. I don't want them around me. Them kind of people. You don't want negative people around you when you're trying to grow and do something. I'm telling you, it has an effect on you. Even negative people in your family. That's funny that that person commenting about me like what I'm going to be, what I'm not going. You don't know where I'm going to be or what I'm not going to be. You don't know that. You don't even know my life to know what I got going on. So how you gonna know what I'm gonna be or not gonna be? You don't know nothing. No, they're gonna cut the power on you. That's what they're gonna cut it on. Cause probably because you feel that way because you feel vulnerable. You don't know what I got going on. Oh, I know all the we ain't from, and you notice that the people that don't that are the trolls or whoever don't like Africa, don't like whatever. They got the loudest voice. Have you noticed that? But the black people I talk to with that, the black people that's like kind of like they're on the fence with it. They're trying to make their decision. That's most of the black people I talk to about that. I don't talk to black people that just, you want to be here and do you. Do you. Like I said, I'm not trying to stop you. You definitely ain't stopping me. Do you. But I'm talking about the black people, like, for instance, that came over with us last year to Kenya, them kind of black people. That's the ones I'm talking to. I'm not talking to them, kind of black folks. Because then you have a group of black folks that gets kind of upset and jealous at other black people that actually have that option to do that. Because you notice that in other groups, they don't care if they go to their countries of origin. They don't care. They don't say nothing about Europeans saying, "I'm gonna go visit Europe." Oh, I'm gonna move to Europe if maybe that's what I want to do. Why you want to move away from the United States to Europe? Nobody say that. Nobody say that to Chinese. Nobody say that to pick a country. Nobody says that. Nobody criticizes that. It's like you leaving me behind, and I want you to suffer with me here. Okay, well, you mentioned, hold on. You mentioned, um, You mentioned Ghana, and I told y'all about that, about cities, about Ghana and anything else. Inviting me means citizenship, not coming on vacation. Okay, citizenship, not vacation. You know, they have a year of return. Year of return should have been citizenship. But like I said, everybody is led to different places. It's multiple ways to get citizenship, and I'm talking about more so for the masses. I'm not talking about for me. I'm talking about for the masses because not everybody um, is going to be able to get citizenship through business. So hold on, let me read something. There's problems all over the world. No matter what country you go to, there's a problem. You're kidding yourself. Even on the continent, there's problems. But I can tell you that the problems that they have is not our problems here in America. That's what I will say. You don't have a target on your back in the African continent, but here you got a constant target on your back. You can be just sitting on your front porch, like those black women were in Gwyneth County, and be attacked by a race soldier. They don't do that over there. But that alone is freedom to black people, minus the other problems they could have. And if you do your proper research, you go to the different countries that you want to, be a part of, learn where you need to be. Because this reality when it comes to the African continent and how I move with it, I'm not going to tell you to come from America and then go to the village. You ain't in the village here. So that's not going to work. I'd rather find the places where it's similar to your lifestyle here in America there. Because that's the only way it's going to work for black Americans. I know that. All this, I'm going to go to the village and you'll go visit, but you're not going to live there. You're not going to sit up here and deal with no rolling blackouts. Oh man, the lights are out for hours. You're not going to deal with that that's not your lifestyle. Let's call that what it is. We have a certain lifestyle in America, and you can have that on a continent, but you got to make sure you find out where you can have that at. You got to make sure that you can, okay, this is the house money I need to spend for this. I need to do that. Because I'm telling you, I'm not dealing with no rolling blackouts. I'm not dealing with, some places more than others, all the hustling. And what I mean by hustling, you got a certain, and listen, I've heard a lot of expats, especially out of Ghana, talk about you go to a checkpoint, the police trying to hustle you, trying to get some money out of you. Eventually, that's gonna get annoying. Not because I don't have the money to do it. It's gonna get annoying. Or you got one price because you Black American, because you're a foreigner, but then but a person of that country, they don't have to pay a price. You know what I'm saying? Like the other thing I heard about is higher prices to go to the slave castles than it is for a person that lived there. That ain't right because in America we don't do that. We don't say, "Oh, you're a foreigner, so we're gonna charge you more money." That ain't cool, man. That's not even good on a business level. You know what I'm saying? And it's things like that that I won't put up with. I already know how I operate. I just won't put up with it. So, but but not every country or city on a continent move like that. They don't. Some places maybe more than others. When I was in Kenya, it wasn't like that at all. Especially in Nairobi, it wasn't like that for sure. Even when I went to Ethiopia, it wasn't like that. So I'm just listening to other expats or other YouTubers who live in these places who tell you the truth of what's going on. Not to say that you hate your brothers or sisters. It's just a way that some things are just set up by the government. It's more so the government. It's not the people. It's the government. The people doing what they're doing because the governments have failed them, and unemployment is high, so they're trying to get it how they live. I get it by being there. I understand it. I'm not attacking nobody when I say that, but I'm telling you, as a Black American, I understand how we move too. Black Americans not gonna put up with some of that. They all hell no, we ain't. So I'm not gonna even tell you to go nowhere. They doing that because that's not for especially a lot of us here in America. That's not for everybody. Now some people are cool with that, and that's fine. All the hustling and the fanatic. Listen, I'm gonna give you an example. My wife is great at hustling, at negotiating prices with them. She did that last year with them in Kenya. She was going back and forth with them. Me, I'm like, I go so far with you, but I don't like all that. Like, look, just tell me with the print the price out. Let me know. Now I know, from going over there, you have to hustle, you have to negotiate. I get it. so you don't get gypped. I get it, but I don't like that. Just tell me the price, and I'll do that. That's it. Or when you pay people, you tell you. Well, I'm different by pay because I'm like I don't like to insult people. I like people to negotiate with me when it comes to pay. Because I'm like, look, you tell me what you feel you worth, and we'll talk about. We'll see what we can come up with. Because I don't. Because I have a deal about I could shoot too low or shoot too high. So I want you to tell me what you think is best, is a fair price. Now, in the African continent, if you're in business, you're winning. You're gonna win 100%. You're gonna win, especially in the area of labor. You're gonna win. Trust me on that. You're gonna win in labor. That's why the Chinese won't stay out of there because labor, you're going to win. And some countries more than others, you can hire 3 or 4 workers or 5 workers compare and pay the salary of one American. You're winning in labor. That's the biggest cost of a business is labor. You say you're bringing your weaponry. Well, some countries you can't bring your weaponry in there. And if you go, they don't be having no drive-by shootings in a lot of these places. They don't. So what do you need a gun for? Now, South Africa, you can have weapons. I know that much. So maybe South Africa may be your spot. And you know what? South Africans, we got more of a kinship with South Africans because of apartheid. And that our grassroots was part of, helping bring down the apartheid regime. So South Africans definitely could rock with us. They definitely understand our stories. They understand what we go through because they still deal with the white supremacists, but they also deal with the Congressional Black Caucus too, but just times 10. You got Black Rand, but they still kind of doing the bidding of, the Mzungu. Yeah, my brothers and sisters in South Africa, I love them, man. They be right, man. I love all my people, but it's definitely South Africans. They understand. They understand 100% about dealing with the Mzungu white supremacists for sure. We get it. The only issue that I have that I in like that video was like last year when you talking about the Nigerians and Zimbabweans, and I don't like that because we got enough problems. We don't need to be fighting each other. We don't. But like I said, there's evil and good throughout the world. And you can find evil and good no matter who your people are. The evil ones, deal with them, but don't say it's all of them. That's how the white supremacists work. It's all of them because of this one guy, these few people. Now it's all of them. No, who benefits from us fighting each other? Nobody benefits, but the Mzungu and the Chinese and the continent. That's all who benefits. So we don't need to be fighting each other. Even in America, we don't need to be fighting each other. Whether you an immigrant or you born here, we don't need to be fighting each other. We all black at the end of the day. But we need to check these people that get out of line, whether you were born here or immigrated here. We need to check you. But if we go back a little bit to what we were talking about the DNC, I just can't in good faith vote for. I sure wouldn't vote for no Trump, but in good faith I can't do it. They don't care about my vote. They haven't offered me anything, and I'm gonna tell you this much: what I'm seeing, a lot of black men. Hear me what I'm saying. There's a lot of black men who are successful. I'm talking about your black men who make 6 figures and up. A lot of those black men, they're voting, but you know who they voting for? Trump. Because let me tell you one reason why they want to vote for Trump. Jim Crow Joe said that he's going to raise taxes on people that makes 400,000 and up. He's going to raise taxes on them. Now, what about the black couple that have a restaurant that by the time they done with taxes and everything, they may make 400 to 500,000 dollars a year? Let's say the black couple do that. So you're going to penalize this black couple for their business because their business earned this much, you're gonna penalize them? I'm talking about within our community. I'm not. I don't. You know me. Our discussion is our community. So you're gonna penalize these black people who working so hard, guys. Taxes is like, and I always say this. All you social media influencers, you better be paying your taxes because Google tells on you. With these 1099s they send you, you better be paying your taxes because them folks will come get you. Pay your taxes. Pay your taxes. You know what I'm saying? Pay them. Get your business structure straight. Don't just be getting money out here online and throwing money up because when you start throwing money, they really paying attention to you. Say, wait a minute, did he pay his taxes? Did she pay her taxes? You get what I'm saying? Some of these people, who else? Another one I heard about recently. These people that be on that OnlyFans website, you better be paying your taxes. They will come get you. Pay your taxes. Call them folks. If you owe them, call them. Google does not take out taxes when they send you your YouTube thing. No, they don't. You got to pay. You're responsible for paying your own. So you need to get your CNA. You need to get to whoever you're gonna get, CNA, CPA, and work with them and make sure you pay your taxes. Because I'm telling you, them folks ain't playing with none of y'all influencers. See, at one point in time, people didn't really know about this influencers and online money. It was like nobody really knew. Trust me. Okay. Um, but they know now. And trust me, all this coronavirus money they pay it out. Oh, you better believe the IRS coming for that money. You better believe that. So please don't get it twisted in 2021. How they gonna be coming for that money? You better pay them their money. But most of y'all black folks talk about you Christian, and didn't Jesus say, "Give to Caesar what is Caesar's, and give to God what is God's"? In other words, give America their taxes, and give God His service. That's the only thing I'm telling you. Don't say Brother Phil didn't warn you. But yeah, you gonna have these people up here talking about you should vote, and I'm having a lot of people follow me now. These people I've never seen before on Twitter. These like Democrat people. I don't know who they are. I mean, they just all of a sudden follow me. I'm like, do y'all watch my show? You get what I'm saying? And listen, they can come on my show. That's fine. Why would you have them on? Because I want to put them on the spot and ask them, what are you, the Democrats or whoever, is going to do for black people? It don't matter if it was Trump and his people. What are you going to do for black people? First Step Act. First Step Act has nothing to do with me. I'm not locked up. I'm not. So what they got to do with me? The majority of black folks not locked up. So that's not doing. I mean, that's great for people that's in there. But you trying to, I guess, fix some of the issues from Jim Crow Joe. That's cool, but you're really not fixing it because you didn't incentivize states to stop locking people up. So you really didn't make a dent in what Jim Crow Joe was doing. But like the other brother, the Reverend, HBCUs. You heard what I told him? I said the majority of black folks don't even go to HBCUs. Unfortunately, they don't. I said, so what giving money to HBCUs is going to do for the majority of black people? So what I'm saying is, Democrat, Republican, I told y'all, and I mean this, my vote is up for sale. I told you this. If who, I don't care what party it is, if you give me something for my people, I'm with you. I don't care about your affiliation. I don't have to like you. Politics is business. It's not a personality contest. I don't live with you. You're not coming to my house. I ain't going to yours. Like I said before, I gotta make sure the lights are paid. My kids are fed. My dog is fed. My wife is good. Business is running right. I ain't caring. I ain't none of that has nothing to do with a politician. None of it. So I ain't gotta like you. I don't have to like you. And that's what black folks need to get out of. Like, I have to like you. I don't have to like you. All I care about is what you giving me. That's it. It's like a job. You don't like some of your coworkers. You may not even like your supervisor. Well, you gonna quit your job because you don't like them? No. You're gonna just go there, do your job, not speak to nobody. Just only say what you need, minimum, and go about your business. That's what you're gonna do. The same thing in politicians. I don't have to like your personality. All I care about is what you giving me that's going to help out my community. Well, immigration does nothing for my community. Not a thing. Black folks don't benefit from immigration. Your system do, not the black community. So like I say, what are you going to do for me? And if they're not prepared to do nothing for you, then you do not get up out your house and go vote for them. But Donald Trump was going to win. Well, give me something. But Donald Trump's horrible. I agree. Give me something. He gonna take the country down. I can agree with that. Give me something. Because if you cared about the country, if you care about how horrible Donald Trump is, you would give me something. But obviously, you don't care because your actions speak louder than your words. See, if your actions say, I want to get Donald Trump out, let me give black people what they need, then I can believe that. Always I tell people, pay attention to the actions or the policies that people are putting out, not their words. Well, if you let me get in there, some black folks that say, well, if we get Jim Crow Joe in, then, if he got a line, we can hold him accountable. What does that mean? Holding somebody accountable. What does that mean? What do we have that we can collectively punish anybody other than holding our dollar? But outside of that, we own no industries that we can collectively punish nobody. We don't control any industries. So holding people accountable, no, because if you get them in office, this is gonna happen. We're gonna be looking dumb again. Everybody gonna be laughing at us again. They're gonna say, "Oh, you black people did so good, got the mean Trump out." See, let me tell you about Trump. Trump is an equal opportunity butthole. He will attack white folks. He will attack black folks. He will attack Hispanics. He will attack Arabs. He will attack Indians. He will attack everybody. Everybody gets it from Trump. It's a 360. When the Democrats in there, we the only one getting it. All those other groups are safe. I hope you pay attention to that with Trump. He gives it to everybody equally. Listen, when that Chinese American reporter had asked Trump about why is he calling it the Chinese virus, and how he reacted at her, you never see a Democrat do some stuff like that. So no, they don't like the way Trump treats them. See, that's treatment belongs to us as black people. It's okay to treat us that way, but don't treat them other groups like nah, nope. If you want Trump out, you better tell Jim Crow Joe to give us our reparations. And if he don't want to give us our reparations, cool. Well, we got another 4 years of Donald J. Trump. I'm about the bottom line, brethren. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm about the bottom line. The bottom line is this: I need listen. I need it. You got it. And if you got something I need and you ain't giving that, well, then you ain't getting what you need out of me. Your ancestors, and you remember I told Rev, I'm like, listen, I appreciate all that, but that's my ancestors not here right now. They're not. You're not. We the only group you tell your ancestors fought and died for you to vote, and we have voted religiously. We have, and look at where we at today. Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and we got the right to vote, and in Democrat-ran cities, and we still being gunned down like this, getting knees put on our neck, and with black politicians. But you have to understand, even the Congressional Black Caucus, All it is black faces, black management, white supremacy control. They cannot do anything that's going to benefit us. That's how they get their money. They're just as corrupt. When they talk about African politicians, at least African politicians, you know some of them are corrupt up front. The Congressional Black Caucus is just as corrupt as the rest of them. They're all corrupt, all of them. They do nothing for black people. Oh, but if you look at if you know how to look at things, how they dress, look at their hair. Their hair ain't out of place. Notice these black folks die in office. Elijah Cummings died in office. John Lewis died in office. They didn't want to let that go. They didn't want to let a younger person come in there. That's how good the corruption is. They die in office, y'all. Think about that. Or they got to get so sick. John Lewis had pancreatic cancer, stage 4. He still didn't want to give that up. He got sick. He was like, man, look, let me try to deal with my health. Let somebody young person come in here and do. No, no, no. What's the point of a congressional black caucus when they were there, they was on the border fighting hard for what happened on the border. Now listen, on the border, I know that community. That community is nothing but Hispanic. If anybody should be fighting, it should be the Hispanic community because that's their area on the border. That in Texas, that's who control that. The politicians, everybody Hispanic. So I would expect them to be down there. But what the Congressional Black Caucus doing down there? They got brothers locked up in cages now. You ain't fighting for. You know, what the Congressional Black Caucus with Parchman Prison? Where were they at? They didn't show up at Parchman Prison like they showed up on that border. Let's call it what it is. So when you talking about African politicians and the African this politician, no, these people are worse than the African politicians because they snakes and they foxes. At least the African politicians, you know what they doing because they didn't learn too well. Yeah, so that's why I'm not for that. Congressional Black Caucus don't fight for anything that's a benefit to us. But you got black folks that's gonna say, listen, and I know how dirty Democrats are. When my cousin ran for Congress, I really got to see how the Democrats move into corruption. I got to see how the dirty tricks they play to get people elected. Okay? I seen it. And that's what made me even sicker with the Democrat Party. Like they select their picks. The people don't pick the candidates. They select their picks. They would do all kind of dirty things to actually voter suppress another Democrat candidate, the ones they don't want. It's not just the Republicans, it's them too. Hey, you're right. Hey, look on cold how much we got underneath Trump. You think that would have happened if Hillary would have won? I'm just making the comments. So now you got to give me a policy for my people. If you ain't give me no policy for my people, and this is coming from a guy that has his head somewhere else. We're talking about when it comes to the continent. Like I said, because I could be totally divested from American politics. Say I don't know. I'm making my moves. I'm not even worrying with American politics, but at the same time, I still care about my people, and I still gonna come back here and do things. So of course I'm gonna care. So no, I mean we have to let but the Democrats are ready to lose the election and give us anything. I mean that's just a reality. They do not want to see black people with anything. And of course, if it happens again, of course, Roland Martin's gonna come out screaming, your same Democrat. Oh, voter suppression. They calling black folks Russians and all that dummy crap. Okay. I mean, they couldn't say, like Roland right now, he's begging the Democrats to give him advertisement. He's begging them. Poor guy. I actually feel bad for Roland. He's literally begging the Democrats to spend money with black media. They don't like us, man. Roland, they don't like it. Even though all that shucking and jiving you do for the Democrats, they still don't like you. Roland, I paid attention. Actually, I believe it or not, I guess it's just a brother in me. I feel bad for Roland. Roland put it all on the line in 2016. He put his whole career on the line. He gave Hillary Clinton the debate questions. He was shucking and jiving with Hillary. Maybe she promised him a press secretary job if she would have won. Maybe. And when that woman didn't win, Roland, of course, he was hot with Tariq and he was hot with Boyce Watkins and whoever else he was hot with. But he was so angry because he literally put his whole situation on the line for the Democrats, and he didn't get it. Now he's at a point begging Jim Crow Joe and the Democrats for advertising. But Roland, they don't like us like that, brother. We are the mules for them. You don't respect a mule. You don't pay a mule. You don't like a mule. You use a mule to carry all the heavy weight, to do work for you. You're not their equal, Roland. And I'm not roasting you. I'm just saying I'm kind of feeling bad to watch you beg like that, brother. Don't beg these people. You still don't see me begging them for anything. They invite you to luncheons or whatever, and that's fine. But luncheons don't cost them crap because they write them luncheons off. I know this. Even the speaking engagements that they give you and they're paying you, they write that off as an expense to keep you as controlled opposition. I always tell people this: the Republicans are the wolves, the Democrats are the foxes. The wolf, you already see him coming. The Democrats, they slide. I'm your friend. I'm this and that or whatever. I even get out there and protest with you. Black Lives Matter. But when it comes to reparations, you look at the numbers, and the majority of them, the foxes, don't even want you to have reparations. Black women are the backbone, supposed backbone of the Black Democrat Party, but yet black women aren't running the party. Matter of fact, when there was the election for, let me tell you how cold Obama is. The election they had to who's going to run the Democrat Party, you had Keith Ellison, a black man, and that Tom Perez guy. Obama wanted Tom Perez over Keith Ellison. This Tom Perez guy literally is he's literally just traditional white supremacy. That's why he don't want us with no reparations. That's why when Marianne Williamson and all them was talking about reparations, he hurried up and cut that conversation off. She need to go. Anybody discussing reparations, I don't want to hear about it. You get what I'm saying? Obama didn't want the brother to be running the Democrat Party. You're right. You can lead a horse to water, but Tom Perez, no, he ain't either. He is not no brother, not at all. There's a When it comes to Latino, it's multiple levels to that. You have there are true white Hispanics, yes, like those from Spain. That's a white Hispanic. Then you have those who are mixed, and you have the black ones. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. Wife had called me about that storm that could be coming here to Houston. But anyway, um, yeah, that Tom Perez guy, I watch how he move. I watch how he talk. He's I can't even say he's hardcore Latino, and no, he's not. Because if you know, so like I know Latinos that don't like people like him, because they'll say, oh, he comes over here and he think he's one of them. He's the type to say we need to be deported. So I like I say, I talk to everybody. It's my job to talk to everybody. It is my job. I cannot just relate myself in just the black world. I have to talk to everybody, see how everybody thinking, how everybody moving, and then know how to bring that message to my people. Say, listen, this is how these people think. Don't ever think that you can. We living in a world that's just closed off of black people. That's just not the way it works. We got to deal with a lot of people in business and all kind of things. And sometimes you may need something for our community somewhere else that you need to make a deal with to bring back to our community. These people do that all the time with us. These folks don't like us at all, but you see, they hire us to be in the NBA, do they? But the NBA makes more money for them in the long run. NFL, yeah, they don't like black folk. They don't like them black men, but them black men make them way more money than what they paying them. The white folks understand that. The Chinese understand that. I may not like them, but I need them to make my money. Yeah, that's why I say we gotta get out of all that. I like you, I don't like you. Forget that, man. Like your family, like your community. Don't worry about liking other people. You may have to deal with others. I'm just telling you, in the business world, it's like that because not everybody in our community have what we need, unfortunately. And talking about Jim Crow Joe, he didn't even want Obama. Didn't even want him the first 2016, and he even took a long time to even endorse it. If you pay attention, he held back his endorsement for a while from his so-called vice president. And the only reason Obama picked him is because he wanted that white supremacist vote in the northeastern country, part of the country. That's what he wants, and he got it by putting him on the ticket. But you notice during the 8 years, he kept Jim Crow Joe's mouth shut because he know he gonna run up in the mouth and say something. And if somebody's trolling, get them out of here, please. We don't need trolls here. We don't need trolls here. Go troll somewhere else. We trying to have a discussion. Like I said, I rarely get on live, but I got time right now. You say you didn't know what? Uh, well, and if you go and drink disinfectant because you said to, well, whatever happens to you, you deserve it. You ain't got a brain. Well, and unfortunately, a lot of people who follow Trump, unfortunately, a lot of them, not all, don't have a brain because they just whatever he say, they repeat. That's why it's amazing to me to see that. It's really amazing I know people throughout the world like to call us. I mean, people throughout the world don't think good things about a lot of us. They feel we're too arrogant, which a lot of us are. We kind of entitled, which a lot of you notice how entitled we are once you leave this country. Um, and we don't know much, but yet we think we know everything. I mean, that's why some people don't like us. I go in other parts of the world, other people speak two, three, and four languages. We can't even, most of us can't speak more than one. That's what I was saying for my little girl. I said, yeah, I got to put her around a lot of Swahili. At least I want my little girl to learn Swahili. I'm trying to pick up on it, but definitely want her to learn it. Yeah, you know, there are things somebody tell you. I mean, I wouldn't tell you to do nothing to harm you, but even what I say, you look into it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a human being. I can make a mistake. You got a mind of your own. At least you're supposed to be. But unfortunately, there's a lot of people that like to be told what to think and what to do instead of thinking for themselves. And that's built into the system because the system benefits off of you not thinking for yourself. The system benefits off of you looking to them for all the answers. That's why the system don't push you to research. Because if you research, then you're gonna start thinking more for yourself. And you're gonna start seeing the BS that they're doing to us. Well, look, I saw the question. This country is not capable of treating black people right. And you ain't figured that out by now. I don't know what to tell you. They're not gonna treat black people right. They're not gonna share equal power with black people. Let's call it what it is. That's why I understood it. I understood it. You wanna spend your whole life till you're old and gray and in the ground dealing with these people. You can. I already know what I gotta do. I'm not telling you what to do. I already know what I gotta do. I have a better chance at having the life that I really want, at least have the opportunity elsewhere. But that's me. It may not be you. What's his last name? What's his last name? Oh shoot, hold on. What is his last name? Oh shoot. I didn't mean to delete your message. Sorry about that. Exactly. This country was built to keep us where we are. Exactly. So why are you focused on some of that? Like I say, well, all of y'all with this leaving, running, this and that and the third. Most of you do you. Like I said, you do you. I'm gonna do me. All of us that's trying to do that, we gonna be over there. We gonna be wherever our heart goes to tell us to be, on the continent. And you can stay here and keep dealing with a Republican and Democrat and benign and neglect and watching immigrants come in and get over you within 2 or 3 years by things that you fought for and died for, and they just giving them money, giving them concessions, giving them all kind of things right in front of your face and that's why immigrants that come here within 5 years get ahead of you. They use all the stuff that you fought and died for, and they give them money in concessions. Do you know even when they come as refugees, they give them a free place to stay? They have to pay it back, yes, but at first it's free. They don't give you nothing for free. Nothing. That 1 year or 2 years that they allowed to come in, and Sister Mary Ann told me this. What the 1 or 2 years that they don't pay anything, they could be stacking their bread. They give them grants. They give them all kind of things that you don't get. That's why immigrants will come in and get ahead of you within 4 or 5 years, and then they get arrogant. Look, say, "Well, man, I just came here from Nigeria in 5 years, man. I ain't got past you. You've been here. What's up with you?" You know what I'm saying? That's sort of conversation because the American government makes sure to get them ahead of us. So why do we need to be participating? At least me. Why do I need to be participating in any kind of system that is sabotaging my people? Like the Asian community don't be talking about politicians. Arabs don't be talking about politicians. They talk about their economy and trying to put their people right. And that's what we need to focus on. Of course, those communities also have countries of origin. Well, of course you don't do nothing till you're financially able. You don't just don't do like some folks from America have done. You go to the African continent, well, $2,000 or $3,000. Like, what? Why would you do that? That's a vacation money. That's not no moving money. Man, you need to travel like the brothers and sister, the Blantons. They said they went back and forth to South Africa 8 years. 8 years. Doing their recon, they stayed 2 or 3 months at a time, see if they liked it. It took them 8 years going back and forth, but they say, you know what, I'm pulling the plug. Now I'm doing it. They did it the right way. That's why you don't see them having problems. But a lot of these black folks, they go to the African continent with $2 or $3,000, never even really been there, talking about I'm moving to Africa, and then you have to come back to America with your tail between your legs because you didn't prepare because that's not America. You don't have the safety nets of America. So study, research, visit, save money. Listen, you don't move to another state without researching, without having the right amount of money, without doing, going over there and seeing what you got. You don't do that here in the US. So why would you go to a whole nother continent and do that? Come on now. Let's see about immigrants. What in operating in their home country? Well, yes, but at this hold on, but at the same time, but see, at the same time, you talking about your home country, but you have a home country to go back to. For one, your family wasn't broken. That's number two. Black American family structures are broken. Three, you didn't have abortion pushed on your community. Okay, which and then had your people so propagandized to believe that abortion is an option. You know, that didn't happen. And I've been there. That's not an option, out there. That's the norm for you. When you have a family structure, that's everything. Mother and father together, that's everything. And yes, you may not be in your home country, but but most of you, and I know this, you send money back home. Okay? A lot of you will send money back home. Constantly send money back home. Matter of fact, a lot of you expected to send money back home. A lot of you expected to put your younger brother or sister that's still there through school. You expected to. And at any time you can leave if you choose to. Black Americans don't really have that option. Yeah, we can leave, but we are put on the same level as white people. We are foreigner. And that's one thing that I don't like about the African continent. You calling black people foreigners. We're not foreigners. We were displaced, but we're not foreigners. You call everybody else a foreigner. You don't call black people a foreigner. I'm just saying, but that's things that I will be working with, when I'm on the continent and doing different things. That's like my thing I want to work on. Like, hey, we need to change this foreigner language. Any black people aren't foreigners. I don't need to be at the same level as white people coming into no African country. I'm not a foreigner. But like I said, it's not the people, it's the leaders, not the people. So I'm not putting it on the people. And she stays sending back. Yeah, yeah, they do that. They stay sending money back. They expect it to. Like we don't think about it. Who sends us money back to anything? We have no family that sends us money back. But they constantly have, but I understand why they do it because your American dollars go a lot further in Sierra Leone than it would over here. So they could send $100 a month, $500 a month. That could be somebody's whole salary for the month they sending back. So I get why they're doing it, and that's a good thing they're doing. Listen. I would do the same thing if I was born on the continent, came over here. But my thing is, like I said, get the education and everything you need from here, and go back and help out the continent. Don't sit up here and keep building up this system. I was reading about Kamala's people when her mom was here. Originally, they only had 12,000 Indian immigrants. Now there's a few million. You know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to come in here and get the bag, and they all send money back. But anyway, like I said, that's something I will keep talking about. That black folks are not foreigners on the continent. We are not foreigners. Don't treat us like you treat a Mzungu or a Chinese. We are not them. We were displaced, but we're not them. But anyway, guys, let me get up on out of here. It's getting a little warmer. Need to call the wife back, and I'll see what she's doing. Got this storm. I think she's talking about a generator or something. So let me see what she's talking about. But I have some other videos that will be put up. I'll be working in the lab tonight. I should be, yeah, on some content. So working on some interviews maybe tomorrow as well. But thank you guys for taking the time to listen. To my impromptu live stream. Hey, I didn't say, hey, I know everyone feels welcome on the continent. The people are straight, man. The people love us when we come out there, man. They do. They love us. There's nothing bad when we go out there. It's not that. Just the only issue that I see is just, maybe some cultural things that it's going to be different for Black Americans and definitely things with the governments that need to change in order to facilitate the true return, right? But anyway, yeah, stay safe here in Houston for sure. And he said, love, peace, and chicken grease. Oh no, we can't do no chicken grease. How about love, peace, and kale?